It's getting interesting. Finally, a very close Rigathi Gachagwa's ally, Nyandarua Senator Medum, delivered his tribute to Kenyans and more specifically to the Odinga family. I want us to listen to the senator, for his remarks are going to inform the basis of our analysis right now. It's worth noting that the senator skipped Raila Odinga's funeral, and not only the senator, but also Rigathi Gachagua and some of his closest allies, such as Kiambu Senator Thangwa, and most of these leaders supporting Rigathi Gachagua. Most of them have so far not delivered their tributes. Let's listen to Medum before we continue.
You know, Mr. Speaker, when we last had, or the last session that we had, when we had our special sitting, the session ended. I don't want to use the word acrimony, but I'm struggling to get a better word to use. But I mean, the situation escalated quite quickly, so we were not able to pass our condolences. And if you allow me, in a minute, I want to pass my condolences to the family of the Honorable Raila Odinga, his wife, the children, our colleague Senator Oburu, who is now the new party leader of ODM. Mr. Speaker, sir, the departed Prime Minister is a man who lived one of the most successful political lives any politician would think about. He worked with virtually every regime. They all came and left him. He worked with President Moi, came and left him. And there are many things that we can learn from him, but I think the hallmark of what I would learn as a young leader from the Honorable Raila Odinga is being brave, choosing the path of justice, even when it is very lonely sometimes. You do not have, and it was said in a book that I read called, I think, Half a Day, there's a, I don't remember really the title, but there's a man called Dr. Stockman who said, the quest for justice. So therefore, one of the most we can actually remember from the departed leader, Honorable Raila Odinga, is that when he voluntarily chose a very difficult thing, and it has not happened again. He chose to resign, go back, get another party, and go back to his people, and again in Langata in 1994. That is not a feat that has been, or that is not broken by anybody. We may act brave, we may act courageous, but we have never gotten to that level. He is one consummate politician who has been extremely successful, powerful when he's in government, and powerful when he's not in government. He was just as powerful when he was in government as he was when he was not. He was as powerful when he was prime minister, and when he was leader of opposition, when he was in the handshake, and when he was in the broad-based. I may not have agreed with him when he moved to work with President William Ruto, but he always pursued what he believed in his heart was a correct thing, and I think it's a lesson that all of us should be able to carry home. I want to congratulate Senator Edama, and by the way, in the spirit of honoring and remembering the ripe times of our departed Prime Minister, one thing that we must also acknowledge and recognize is the kind of mentorship that he offered to young leaders. Mr. Speaker, Senator Edama is fairly a very young senator, not of course as young as I am, but he's fairly a young senator, and has been given quite a huge role on the parliamentary responsibility, being the minority whip. The same case to Senator Sifuna, who is the deputy minority whip and the secretary general of the party. The same case to Senator Eddie, who is my age mate and chairman of a committee. And many other. Senator also is fairly a young person and is the deputy party leader. He has been able, and he has been seen, when we speak about the leaders of tomorrow, he actually was in the forefront in preparing the leaders of tomorrow. You don't just speak about leaders of tomorrow and you are doing nothing about it. There are many other people who do not want to give young people opportunities to grow and to exercise the talents and leadership capacities and potentials that they have.
Medum then shared out that video through his Facebook account, and this is how Kenyans reacted. Chemolo Lemolo, crocodile tears from tribalists. Kowo Abuba, crocodile tears. Alison Masharian, the book is Enemy of the People, Wekesa Eric, Sober Tribute, Nindi Omolo, Let's Unite Kenya, It Belongs to All of Us, Mheshimiwa, and this was the biggest agenda Raila had of us. Samuel Mokaya, Will you be remembered by Kenyans when you expire? Fabian Okoth, Hypocrite. If you go through the comments, most of those commenting are not convinced that the senator is talking from the heart. And Kenyans can still remember that when Raila Odinga died, Council of Governors met and the vice chair of the Council of Governors, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, spoke very well of Raila Odinga, only to go back to Nyeri to start celebrating Raila Odinga's death. So the beautiful remarks by the senator were not very convincing to a majority of Kenyans checking on the comments. I want us to put all that into perspective for Kenyans to understand what all that means and what's happening here politically. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. A leader should give direction. It's very unfortunate that Rigathi Gachagua is currently being seen as the mountain's leader. If you have a wrong or a bad leader, things will go south, because a bad leader will influence other younger leaders or those below him or her. These leaders never paid their tribute to Raila Odinga because Rigathi was missing in action. Rigathi ought to have led the way by showing his followers and these leaders supporting him that he had nothing personal with Raila Amolo Odinga. Rigathi failed in doing that, and that's why most leaders supporting him failed to pay tribute to Raila Odinga. The tribute by Medum, I can't trust that tribute. I can't trust it. I don't know what will happen if Medum goes back to Nyandarua and starts interacting with the locals of Nyandarua. Will he still maintain those words? Or will he now change to start celebrating Raila Odinga's death? We saw that with Nyeri Governor. When the Council of Governors met, immediately Raila's death was announced. The governor gave a wonderful tribute. When he went back to the people, he was celebrating. It's also possible that the ground might be the problem again here. Anytime these mountain leaders are with their colleagues from across the country, leaders from across the country, they talk very well. If they go back to the people, they talk rubbish. That in itself can also prove that these leaders might be responding to the ground. The problem starts from the ground. It's the ground that loves hatred and is preaching divisiveness. That's why these leaders, anytime they're with other leaders from across the country, they talk very well. If they go back to their people, they talk nonsense. So the problem is not even the leaders per se, but even the people. Regarding now being the foremost leader from the mountain, he's also guilty as charged. He has failed in his responsibility of showing his people the right direction. That tribute can also be just another confirmation that Rigathi Gachagua's ally, his foot soldiers, might be feeling guilty. They are torn between balancing the love Kenyans had for Raila Odinga and the kind of hate that the mountain was fed against Raila Amolo Odinga. I'm seeing these leaders are in a quandary. How can they balance it? The ground where they come from, a lot of hate for Raila Odinga, but then as they interact with other Kenyans, a lot of love for Raila Odinga. They're in a catch-22 situation. They just don't know how to balance it all. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.